Peace! Welcome back to Vibes with Moody. Today we're going to be trading NASDAQ. While I'm trading NASDAQ, you can be trading SPY, XPX, QQQ, or even ES. However you like to skin your cat. However, I'll be sharing my screen here in a second. However, I'm still kind of charting. I'm basically almost done. However, we're going to see what the market's wanting to give us. We're going to see what the market's wanting to give us, right? So now that I'm over here, boop, 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 boop. It's coming up with an inverted head and shoulders. However, let me stay on schedule, right? Today is Wednesday the 4th. Today is Wednesday the 4th. Wednesday the 4th. And I'm going to be trading NASDAQ. I want you guys to not enter your trade unless I enter the trade, right? So as I'm looking at NASDAQ over here, I got a 30-minute chart over here. I'm about to just drop her down to a 5-minute, and just see any liquidity that I have not been able to take out. I actually want this to be an entry point. Hopefully she doesn't trigger beforehand, my loved ones, right? I was going to end up saying this was going to be our call entry. I'll leave it there just for a quick second, and I'll use that one as a call entry. And I'll see if I have one little bad boy. Oh, we'll figure them out because we got a nice support that I missed right here. Oh, what did I do here, buddy? Here, I'll just open it up so I could just get it pretty good. Where was it? Right here. No, that's let's get it right there. All right, coolzy. So now I'm just gonna grab me a few liquidity points that I know that we could take out on the way down. I just deleted that one because I wanted to make sure that my magnet was on. I love to trade. I love to have the magnet turned on while I'm using my favorite trading platform, which is TradingViews, because it always just magnetizes to the wick or to the body of the candlestick exactly where I needed to go, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what my chart is looking like now. Bring her over here. All right, cool. So right now we have two entry points for calls, right? When it comes to NASDAQ, we have $25,369 for a call entry. That's going to be my second call entry. For the put entry, it's going to be $25,354.75 for the call entry as well. We have an inverted head and shoulders right here, right? So these call entries are right above market structure, right? And the next one as well. Just giving it some time, making sure that it's staying above that blue line, right? The put entry is going to be down here below at $25,325, right? You could grab your puts there as well. And you also don't have to wait for me. What I will tell you is just make sure that it's a strong candle going through it or that you had a reversal pattern going through it, right? Just let's keep in mind that we have like a golden pocket right here. And let me make sure that it's a golden pocket because I remember I just drew this one. Let me just go through the chart real quick. Gotta see that move one more time like that. Yes. All right. So it's definitely a golden pocket. So we'll just be careful there to make sure that it just doesn't go there and just bounces and doesn't want to break the level, right? Things of that nature. However, those are going to be our entry points. I will do my best really quickly to just grab some more liquidity to the downside, just so that we don't have such a huge gap, right? Because we have an entry point kind of like around here. So it's just for anybody that likes to scale out because they go pretty heavy on their trades. The VIX is also very bullish, right? So a lot of people would be looking at the market kind of bearish today, right? I'm also looking at the market like that. I kind of have like a little small bias. However, I also want to see how the price action is going to play out as soon as it comes out, right? So I'm not going to be as biased. And as you see, I'm just getting some liquidity points so that I know, hey, if we're going down, I know exactly where I can potentially get out of my scale. Potentially scale out of my trade, right? Peace, 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 peace. If anybody has any questions over here on YouTube, please let me know and drop your questions down below. If you have any questions over here on the Zoom, drop your questions down below as well. Pull up the chat just so I can have it up. Peace, peace, peace. All right, awesome. So while I'm doing that, you guys give me 1 second. I am going to log into my account. Okay, I'm having an error. Zoom, is anybody having an error logging into their account today? Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm putting in the wrong password. Beautiful. All right, so for some reason, I'm not able to log in. Let me see if I can log in a different way. Do, 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 do. Um, Mark is gonna open here in just a second. However, let me get my options account ready just in case. I'll just trade the cues. And anybody trading options with me, I'll be in February expirations right at the money. Always, I'll be right at the money. Right now, it's reading like $615 call. I'll be right at the money or in the money at 614 calls, and potentially I'll grab the 616 calls and things of that nature. All right, I'm just setting my things up. All right, cool. Now let me go over here to trading views. All right. Let me see if there's any updates going on. Do 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 do. Oh, jeez, man. Do 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 do. I don't see anything happening. Got you. You're just experiencing. Um, anybody that logged in today, let me know. You're just experiencing that you haven't logged in today at all, and you was already logged in, so it automatically logs you out. So I'm happy to see that. Well, I'm not happy that it's doing it to you, but I'm happy to see where it's like, okay, cool. I'm not the only one experiencing this right now. Um, yeah, exactly what Mon said. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna focus over here. I'm gonna pivot over here into options, or I could trade my Top Step account. Do. Let me see what I'm gonna do. Let me see something. No, don't leave the studio. Hold on, I got what? I don't know how many minutes I have, but I have some type of minutes. All right, let's look. I got 5 minutes before the market opens up. YouTube, y'all give me a second, and I'd be happy when things like this happen. Why? Because y'all get to see me pivot. Um, gotcha. I'm gonna see if I can log into my Top Step account. Do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Do that. That's gonna be right there. Make that small. Then come over here. Oh, I gotta make this small like this. Share screen. Allow to screen share. Oh, dang, I'm gonna be looking at trading views, not trading on trading views if I do that. Anywho, my both of my call entries just triggered. And that's why I said I didn't want to have like my bias too strong in the market of puts. Let me go ahead and share my screen once again here for YouTube. There we go. All right, awesome. As you see here, it already triggered both of my entries. So we'll be patient. I want to see how it reacts here at the daily opening price. I already see it to go there, but I want to see if we're going to reject it, go down, or break through it and start playing support and resistance here. So we're see, there it is. And it's just me knowing price action and seeing how it moves, right? So we definitely gonna see what's up. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah. Okay. You on Apex Top Step? Gotcha. Just give me 1 second, because you're gonna start throwing me off and confusing me, brother. You're good. You're good. Oh gosh. Let me try. Hold on. Let me try to log into that one then before I go to my Top Step. Gosh, that threw me off. Dang, how can I not remember my password now? Gosh, I can. Let me see if this works. No, that won't work either. So it's not trading views. It's not trading views. Let me see if this works. All right, log out of that. Log back into this. I got 1 minute. Boom. Good. No, Top Steps is working. See, and there it is. That happened right there. I did that. No, Top Step is working. All right, cool. I'm on my Top Step. I'll run over the few to options though if I need to. Y'all just give me 1 second. I'm watching it. All right, so we have traveled back down under my entry point. So I'm just gonna watch price action and see how price action is gonna work to see if she's gonna reject that level, just like I said, that daily opening price, and start heading down. We have a trigger right here. Okay, we just triggered for puts. I'm grabbing puts, y'all. I'm in puts. I'm in puts. I didn't catch any scales. It moved too fast on me, but I'm still in. I'm looking to actually add to the position. If I can reject this blue line here and it doesn't go past this blue line, like off of a bounce, I'm gonna catch a rip. All right, I'm gonna scale out right here and potentially still add to this trade. I just want to stay under that golden pocket. Okay, I'm gonna scale out one more time. Wow, that was beautiful. I'm adding to the position really quickly. There it is. There it is. Go ahead and get you a scale off of this drop. and be light on your contracts, scaling it. I'm gonna see if we could take it down to the golden pocket. However, I don't want to say that word. Oh my God, we're taking it there. I have 3 contracts left. I'm gonna scale it one more time here. I'm gonna hold 2 contracts. Wanting to take it down to this golden pocket. We smacked out all this liquidity already. Now, if I get over this wick here, I'm gonna turn this line blue so that it's green right now. If I get over and break above that level and stay above that level, I'm going to close out my trade. For right now, I'm just going to day trade it and hold it. It is wanting to try to do its best to reverse. However, we got her by the horns right now, guys. Right? There it is. We just broke support. Let's go ahead and see if we could break under this golden pocket. But we're not going to be too greedy. There it is. There it is. I'm taking all profits right there. Bow. Done. Done. Done, 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 done. I'm gonna review this trade, however, really quickly. Over here on Zoom, we're gonna figure out what's going on over there on Apex. We're gonna see if we could log back into Apex. Top Step is working. However, if you're already logged in on Apex, it's working as well because Latanson is saying that it's working. We're gonna make sure for anybody else if it's working over there on that side. Yet, man, appreciate y'all. However, if we got to pivot over to options, we go to options. Trade some QQQs or something of that nature. However, let me look at this. This is the nice 5-minute time frame. So I'm gonna bring it over here. I was looking at the 15-second time frame. Yeah, everybody knows that I like to trade off of a 5-second time frame. So before I go ahead and just give you a review of exactly what I just did, I just want to let you know how I ended up exiting this trade, right? Just like I told you, hey, we're gonna see if we can take it back under the next golden pocket after we kept going down. This is a reason why I got out of my trade, and I didn't want to be greedy because my golden pockets are more so like key levels of support and resistance. The blue lines are just support and resistance, right? So I already knew and understood, hey, hold on. Not only did my call entries triggered, right? They came back under. I couldn't get a bounce for those, right? And it was heading straight down. So why not take my put entry, right? The only reason I didn't want to just take my put entries, I wanted to make sure that I'm getting under that golden pocket. Remember, I mentioned that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you over here to the 5-second time frame so that you're able to see. Yet I am gonna give you some analysis. If we break under this golden pocket again, this level here at 25,000, and it's doing it, and it stays under, you can short them again. You can short them again, and I would tell you, even around here, just go ahead and start scaling out your trade, right? But it has to be under this golden pocket. However, right, if we come over here and we look at the market, right, before the market opened up, it triggered my call entries and just ran up. Before it even got to this level, which was our daily opening price that I mentioned, while the market was still closed, I said, hey, I'm gonna see how it runs into this level. I already know it's gonna go to this level, the daily opening price. Yeah, I want to see if it's gonna reject here or if it's just gonna break past it and start utilizing it as some type of support, right? That's also a bias for a lot of people when it comes to day trading, right? Meaning if we're under our daily opening, people will be more bearish. If we're over our daily opening, people will be more inclined to be bullish, right? So with that being said, the market opened up. I remember I'm trying to get into my accounts. I'm trying to figure out which one. So I just quickly just said, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and utilize Top Step. Long story short, boom, boom, ran straight through my 2 entry points for calls, right? Those were not my put entries for calls. I seen the retest come back in there and I just started watching it where it's like I had said, hey, if we run straight through my put entry, I'm just going to go ahead and get in. I started seeing this big candlestick. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, hey guys, check this out. If you need a put entry, anywhere above here, anywhere above, you see where the chart's at? If it doesn't stay above this golden line, if it doesn't stay above this golden line, you can short it. So if you see the price comes back under this golden line and stays under it, you can short it. You can short it if price stays under this golden line. If it stays under this golden line. All right. Now, with that being said, we triggered for puts. We got in. I was a little frustrated because that push right there was so strong, and it was a $28 move, right? For future, it's 28 points. For somebody to be able to understand, you're getting paid $20 per point. right? $20 per point. So you're getting paid 25 cents per tick, right? So every 25 cents that it moves right here, you see that? Every 25 cents you're getting paid um five, $5, right? 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. That completes a whole dollar, right? So with that being said, we entered our puts. I made sure to just watch this, and you can see the imbalancement right here, right? On the golden pocket. So while I watched this imbalancement, this gave me enough confirmation to say, all right, cool. Not only am I going to scale out a couple of my contracts, I feel okay and inclined to add to this position. That's why I went and started adding and adding, and then she just started dropping, and that's why I started scaling out, right? And this was a big drop. You see that? Big drop, right? We was able to break past the support and resistance. I said, hey, if it gets past this green line, I'm just gonna go ahead and get out my trade, right? We was able to reject it. That's the only reason I stood in the trade. It's because I'm following my plan. We took it straight down to the next golden pocket. I said, all right, cool. I'm not gonna stay too greedy. I didn't even wait to see if it was gonna reverse back up or not. I just went ahead and closed my trade. I know that that netted me anywhere between 3,000 and some change, or like 2,000 and some change. I'll check my P&L a little bit later because I'll keep trading. So with that being said, right, I'm gonna keep going with the private community over here in the private Discord. However, no triggers, no trade, guys. If you made money with me, please get to a place in life where you can tell yourself, hey, I don't have to go back into this market, right? Why? Because what necessarily happens is you see me do this, you see me make the money super quick. It seems so easy. Is it easy for me at the state and time period that I am in life? Absolutely. However, for the next individual, it's not going to be as such, right? So this is when you want to be grateful. Keep those profits, sit on your hands and tell yourself, hey, I can follow him the next day or come into the private community, or I can wait until he just does another YouTube session and I can go ahead and get with him, right? Make sure that you keep your money. Make sure that you keep your money and you do not give it right back to this market. With that being said, do me one favor. That favor is going to be make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if I can ask for one extra favor, when you share this with 5 people that you would truly love to see changing their lives. With that being said, I'll see you guys soon. Peace and love.